Hello everyone, and this is what you're here to see. So I'm not really going to beat around the bush. I'm going to go into it straight away. You're here to really understand capturing and identifying these bigger players on the books, how it can actually be beneficial for you. I'll talk you through how to set it up as well, and everything within Exocharts, okay? But just to begin with, the idea of identifying these bigger players using the footprint chart is, it's going to be useful in a lot of cases, and let's cover that now. So, to begin with, obviously you can see here, and it's important to understand the basic concept of a footprint chart, right? When you place an order, you need a reciprocant on the opposite side, to obviously achieve a fill and a match. Okay, so if you get filled at 4 million, that means there's a reciprocant on the other side hitting 4 million exactly on the other side, getting filled at 4 million limit sell. Okay, so what we can't necessarily identify straight, well, you can. We'll cover this now, but essentially, if you've got a market buy being hit, right, 4 million, specifically filtering to see 4 million market buys and above being hit, that means any order with 4 million being hit, that means someone on the reciprocating side has had a 4 million limit sell hit. Okay, so that's really important to understand, because you can get someone, okay, this is really important to understand, you can get someone who hits 4 million market buy, but that doesn't get filled, okay, in the essence, it does get filled, but it gets filled, in stages, 500k, 25k, it could get filled in multiple different orders. So what when I'm saying we're seeing a 4 million buy order flashing up on our screen, that means that 4 million is being hit, and that is specifically being filled. That could still be part of a much bigger order of like 20 million, right, where you got 4 million and then another 7 million is being filled, and then all of it adding up to 20 million essentially. Okay, so that's really important to understand. So what I'm going to show you now is flashing up these major big orders on the books in the footprint, and how we can use that and where we could be looking for them. Okay, so within Exocharts here we have this is just a demo version I've built. I'm going to show you exactly from scratch how to build this as well, and what I'd recommend and where to look for it. But to essentially begin with, you can see here, what you've got here is, if we just go to chart settings, data source. Now what we've got here is this setting called filter small trades, and I've set it to 1.1 million. So what this is showing, you can filter it to 1 million, whatever you want. I'll talk you through in a second. But 1.1 million, for example. So any sort of orders above 1.1 million or 1.1 million above will be showing on this footprint. You can see here that everything else is blank. The majority of the chart is blank, and that where you actually have data coming in is where you have all of those 1.1 million plus orders coming in. Now what I've also got displayed here is the trade count. Okay, so you can see the amount of trades coming in, because let's just say, for example, on this candle here, it's got a 1.2 million order, and we can see here specifically that is only one order. You've got 1.2 million order being filled specifically there. There could be 600k order, 500k order, all of those could be filled, but it's not recognizing it because we've set the filter to 1.1 million. Whereas down here, again, we've got 2 orders here, but I want to find one here where you've got 6 orders, so you've got 6 trades being here, 6 trades here, 2.7, 1.5, 5.9, and 4.1, and there's only, you see here, they're filled within the same region, but you must have 2 orders within some of these clusters here that tally up to, 1.1 million. But the key here is, each individual one of those 6 orders are 1.1 million at the bare minimum. Okay, and then you can use this to decipher this. Okay, so why is this important? Well, let's say, for example, you're coming into a key area of, you want to see price holding a level. Let's just come back to somewhere locally, right? Let's just say up here, for example, right? You want to see price hold up here, somewhere, you've seen a key liquidity level. This doesn't really matter too much. And then you've seen these large block buys almost just trying to press through a level. That is a lot of volume necessarily coming through that is just reciprocatedly getting filled and held down on the opposing side. Okay, especially if price is not able to break back above these massive large buy block orders instantly. This is just large limits have been filled on the opposing side, and now those people who have market bought are trapped. Now, with that being said, these market buys here, these 3 orders, as you can see, 3 trades, they might not necessarily be new positions entering the market. Like I've said before in multiple of my videos, you can have open interest. You need to have open interest increasing alongside the fact to actually define whether these are new positions opening, or in this case could be shorts closing, but still getting the filler of these larger orders. Nonetheless, what is not, what cannot be argued here in this case is that you definitely have someone on the opposing side getting filled at limit, 3 million sell. 1.8 million sell, 2.7 million sell. It's just absorbing it in the books, right? And these orders are not moving price any further up than this, okay? And thus you close back down here, and that is where you're seeing this absorption come into play in the market, especially with the bigger orders. I really wanted to bring this to your attention. Now, there are so many different nooks and crannies I can bring to you about this within Excel, which I'm going to be going into within this video. So stay prepared for that, and I'm hoping you're going to find this beneficial. So yeah, this is just looking at those orders and finding that there. What I would do here is, if we can go into, we'll add a new chart, and we'll go to chart, and we're going to add this on, because what I haven't yet discussed is that these orders within this segment here, these are not just looking at Bybit. Now, because what most people, especially, a lot of people I see online look for is like, well, I don't want to just see the large orders from Bybit. I want to see Binance's orders, BitGet, any Bybit, whatever you want to see, all of these different exchanges. This is combining data points from from Bybit and Binance. So we've got aggregated orders in here. If you haven't watched that video, it's on my channel. It's free to watch. Just go and watch it. It's about aggregated data within Exo. You can go back and watch all of that about how to set up aggregated data. I'll cover it now a little bit as well. But here, for example, this chart here is not just Bybit. So I've got Bybit as the master pair here at, BTC USDT. Everyone's quite familiar with that. But not only that, what if I wanted to see some orders maybe from Binance? I like personally using Binance and Bybit combined. Okay. And then right here, for example, you can see I've got Binance as well on the case, all of these selected, synthetic volume. And that is going to be then showing me Binance and Bybit orders, and specifically showing me within all the data that's coming into the market, between the two exchanges, only orders $1.1 million and above. Okay, so that's going to be really powerful, and it's syncing it all up like this, and you're getting it in really, really powerful situations. Again, so let's just set this up on X. I want to run through a fresh kind of install with you. So let's just imagine we're looking at Bybit, right? We want to use Bybit. I might run through a few things here fairly quickly. Let's say we're going to up these ticks to 250. Now, initially, again, if you're using I don't want to waste anyone's time here. I don't want to waste anyone's time. What I would say here is, if you've got I've lost my train of thought there, but I'm moving that out of the way. If you've got Bybit, BTC USDT, I'd highly recommend you just instantly go to here, synthetic volume, and that switches it from Bitcoin values to dollar values, so it's much easier to see. Now we're getting the dollar values, right? Then what I would do from here is right click, chart data, aggregated data, add a pair. Then we're going to add in Binance, BTC USDT, and I want to enable this. I want to sync price. This is important because then you don't get large wicks on the candles, because the price discrepancies based on the bid and ask will differ on each exchange. Whereas when you sync this, it will sync it to the master pair. So you'll be looking at Bybit data without any sort of fluctuations, but you'll also be getting Binance's data loaded into that. So you'll be seeing the combination of the both using aggregation there, which is really, really powerful. Synthetic volume, because we need the Binance pair to be not in Bitcoin, we need it to be in dollars as well, so it matches up, and then we can apply and rebuild. Okay, so we can apply and rebuild there. What I would then look for, okay, so now what we've got now is regular Bybit and Binance together. Now like I said, chart settings. We're going to go to chart settings, and we're going to go to data source, and from here we're going to filter small trades out. We're going to filter out smaller orders, and in particular, let's just say we'll do even bigger this time. We'll do 3 million. 3 million, and then apply and rebuild. So now what we're doing, we're going to keep, you don't have to continuously do this. It's just the initial setup, what you want to see. Okay, and now you can see here we've got all these different random orders coming in. Okay, this is a lot. Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll up the tick size to like 1,000. And I would highly recommend you select this as well, is that build open, high, low, close candles regardless of the filter. So you get regular open, high, low, close candles in regards to 15-minute, and then it adds these ends. It'll plot the data in. So you can see here, you then get all of this data here. Let's drop the tick size to like 300. And now you can see, now we're getting only massive orders, really. You're getting only orders which are like, what did we set it to? 3 million and above. So you've got 3 million and up orders coming into the market. Cool, really powerful. Now, something that really, you can obviously set up a whole template like this. I'm going to talk you through something, then I'm going to talk you through where you can expect to see this. Something to really keep in mind here is that, yes, we can keep it like this, but what if I want to be seeing regular data as well? Yeah. So what you can do then, and this is specifically within Exo, so this is really powerful to do, is you can go into FX and T size. Okay. And what T size will do is, if you go to T size here, you can select different settings here, T size levels, to filter above certain different trade sizes. So what you can do here is, typically it's auto calculated based on the chart load, but we can unselect that and do it manually if we want. So we'll unselect everything. Okay. Apart from this, we'll select the top one. So I want to see orders specifically. We can match it, essentially do 3 million, right? A primary build. I want to show you something. This is gonna be really powerful. Okay. Where now, if we just go to data source, and we can turn off this now. Filter small trades can be turned off. Now I want to run through this with you because this is really, really powerful into understanding like the kind of the intersects as to why I find this really useful. Because now we've got regular data. Bybit and Binance together, no filtering. Really, really powerful. But on the bottom here, you can see that we've got here this little box here that shows 3 million plus and above, right? So any sort of orders that are 3 million and above is going to be coming in here, and you can see it when it comes in here. Now you can see here within this candle here, we had minus 5 million, and we can go into here and adjust a few different things. I don't want delta profile mode. I don't want text delta mode. And I want this, right? So now you can see within here what's going on. We've got 5 million cells coming in here above 3 million orders. This could be one order. So that is really powerful in order to, if you want, you can have multiple different variants of this, okay? Through looking at just different T sizes, having different T size groups. What you can then do is come down here and add more. Now, that is the benefit of using all of this stuff. Now, where you want to see this and how I would like to use it is, let's say you're coming into a level of interest. I will show, I'll show my template. I think if I can get it up. Right, let's load it up. This is my own personal template. Let it load up, 5, 6. And this is really my own type of thing. So yeah, please excuse all this. It's too much. It's very busy. But when I have it on a bigger screen, it doesn't matter. So let's say you've seen price breach down to a low, right? What I've got here is orders between 1.1 million and 6.4 million, coming into the market within this candle here. Okay, so then you can recognize when those massive orders are trapped and offside after a level being breached. Okay, so just bringing it back to something like this. Let's say, where the hell did this happen? Let's say this was a level of interest. I actually wrote this down on, it's being posted on Twitter now, X. And then you've seen, trapped sellers coming in, larger traders being trapped sellers, then, and they're caught offside. That is then when you can be looking to then see it, because you're getting these large orders coming into the market and you're expecting that should push price down, right? But on the opposite side, it's reversed, so you're getting these massive, the large block buying almost, or large block selling coming in through the footprint. It's not pushing price down. And then you're seeing and then they're obviously pushing them offside. Then they can be seeing a move in the opposite direction. Okay, so that is the power of using the institutional kind of footprint chart almost, to be looking for these larger orders coming into the market and recognizing when you're seeing, for example, at the high or low. In my opinion, when you're seeing massive flash buying coming into the market, let's just bring it to local here. You can see multiple orders coming into the market here, and that, if caught offside, is then a short trade, So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And I don't really want to go over it too much, but you can be looking at this at your key levels of interest. Hopefully I've given you enough to set this up properly, and you can go from there. Okay, but if you have any questions, drop me a DM anywhere. Hopefully I'll get to it, or tag me on Twitter sometimes. That's probably the best thing to do, is tag me on Twitter or X, and we can go from there. But yeah, use these to identify really large block selling or buying at your levels of interest. Really powerful, and I'll catch you later.